I'm back! But you knew that. Anyway, what do we got here? Well, I've got one of the Mesa things. Mesas they call them in England. I thought that's funny. But anyway, this one's called a Tone Burst. And they made 4 pedals recently. Now, I'm not going to go reviewing all them other 3 because, to be honest, they're pretty much like every other distortion pedal, any one of the hundreds of thousands that are out there. Have you noticed how they've crept up and up and up on distortion pedals and this pedal and that pedal and the other pedal? It's because they can sell you 20 pedals for the price of one rack unit at 300 quid or $400. It's ridiculous. And a lot of them pedals are pretty crap, if you want the truth, for $300 and $400, some of them. It's ridiculous. But I'm here anyway. Oh look, just in case somebody says it's unprofessional. I'm here anyway, and I've got this pedal, and I bought this pedal for one reason. This Tone Burst thing, it isn't like your average distortion pedal, because it isn't a distortion pedal. It's something different. Well, what do you expect on this channel? You know, the same old crap that everybody else has got, do you? Of course not. So let's fish it out and see what we got. That was heavy. Here you get a pedal. Then you get a Tone Burst owner's manual. It's not very thick. It's thicker than I am. And you get a pedal warranty. Who cares? Throw it all over there. But of course you get the pedal. There it is. A red one. I like that somehow. You might like it too. Yeah. We'll zoom in and have a look a bit closer because we're going to have a look inside as well, because that's what this channel's about, partly. What you're actually buying. Anyway, I bought this pedal because, like I said, it's not really distortion. What it is gain, but it's clean gain. Now, if you've got one of them Strats, you know, a Strat, and it's got them regular pickups in, well, it doesn't seem to drive the amp as you want it to drive the amp. You can go and buy a load of pedals that will drive the amp, but then you'll have the sound of the pedal, if you get me. Well, this thing, it's a little bit different. This reminds me very much of the Seymour Duncan gain boost, they used to call it. Red thing. Funny enough, this one's red too. Must be telling you something. And that was about, I don't know, $80 or something like that, or £70 it was in England, I think. Something like that. And that had a fair amount of boost. And this has got a bit less boost. That Seymour one had a 25 dB gain, you know, and some little switches. But it wasn't made that well. That's life. Get what you pay for, I guess. This costs more. Well, one of the things I find funny about this pedal, it really is funny, is that you can go and get this manual. It's like a concertina. And thumb your way all through it. And not once does it tell you what the gain is. Well, I think I read it somewhere that it's 15 decibels gain, dB gain. And that Seymour Duncan one was 25, if you remember. So this has less gain than that cheapo Seymour Duncan one. But then again, it's got a few features that the Seymour Duncan one doesn't have, such as these bass and treble knobs. Sounds good. So you've got a level, a gain, a bass and a treble. We'll come back to that. Let's flip the back off and have a look inside, and I'll zoom in a bit closer so we can see what this thing's made like. That could be a good idea, especially with a lot of them crap pedals around. Maybe this is better. It should be. We'll see, won't we? Oh, and just before I do go and have a look close up, I tried to buy one of these in the USA. I couldn't find a single shop that had one in. What about that? Mesa, get your act together. And no, you haven't got your act together with this crappy distributor in the UK because they rip you off. Let's zoom in. Well, I was going to whiz this all apart, but it looks like I'm not. The only thing I can say about this is, well, it does look good. Nice soldering. Looks like a flow solder machine to me. Well, in fact, that's what it is. So it's not handmade. They say handmade in Petaluma. That's made on a machine. Another thing, one of the things I liked but disliked about this unit is it does come with a battery pre-installed, and a lot of them don't seem to. However, you might think that's a good brand, but it ain't a Duracell, is it? Let's put it away and say no more about that. Like I said, not a lot to see. It's not very old. It's a nice PCB though. You can tell the PCB's been well made. Well, very tidy indeed. Let's zoom out. There's not much else to look at, except to say that it's well made. Oh, I just wanted to come round the front while we were here. Got your usual on-off switch. What more can you say about that? Nothing. You've got a level and a gain. So the gain's the amount of decibel gain that it loads in the front, and the level is the level. It's pretty boring really. But you have got this bass and treble, and that's what sets it apart, in my opinion, from the likes of the Seymour one. The Seymour one's made an awful lot cheaper, for want of a better word, but it does work well if you can get hold of a second one on that. Not much more else I can say about this, except that you can drive it like most pedals in the top up there. That's about it down here. There's a centre detent for these, so no aggro there. There is no centre detent for those. You can set them wherever you like. That's about it. Let's go back up. I'm back. Shh, it's Boxing Day. Okay, well, there's not much else you can say about this darn thing, except it costs about 130 odd quid. That's about $200. Easy. Over here in sunny old England. I can't even tell you what it costs in America because I couldn't find anybody that had one. When they weren't sold out. I didn't find anybody had most of the others either, but there you go. They make 3 more pedals. I don't really care about them, like I said. What matters is this one. And you've got to say, well, what's Tony harping on about? Well, I'm going to tell you. If you've got clean tones on your amp, like the Electrodyne, clean tone on that amp was fantastic. I hope you watched the other video. There. That's really hard to do. Anyway, I hope you'd watch that because it was quite a nice amp. And the sort of Fendery tones in the clean channel, you know, really, really cool. But this makes it a little bit nicer. You can drive it just that little bit more. It's got a bit of drive on it, but it's not overly driven for an amp as that amp. And that's exactly where you'd use one of these, or where I'd use one of these. For all them clean channels and the semi, you know, the sort of martially tones type of amp. Even on the distorted bit, you put this in front of it, or you could switch it in and out for that extra little boost. And because you can change the tones on this too, for the actual guitar tone going into the amp, that's a big help as well. So you can boost a load of things. Very, very useful pedal, as you're going to see any moment, because I'm going to demonstrate this, probably through the Electrodyne, which is a good idea. Yeah, it saves me making 6 videos, I can make 1. That's the way life is here. Hope you like the, yeah, look at that. I want them guitars, don't you? Where's it gone? See there, it's there somewhere. I don't want the skull, I've got the bald head, but the skull doesn't work for me. So, anyway, don't forget, TonyMcKenzie.com for other reviews, YouTube.com/TonyMcKenzie.com, no dot, for all the 100 odd videos. Oh, you probably know where it is, but you really need to be on the channel. And apart from that, it's all good. Here comes the music. Oh, there comes music. Well, there comes... When you're sitting looking at a camera, it's all weird. It's like the rest of me. Anyway, watch this and learn and listen and see you soon. Hey, what I also want to review is this. This is the tone burst from Mesa Boogie. Now, I've had the inside and outside bit earlier on in the video, but what we're going to do with this one is we're going to point into this Electrodyne, and we're just going to use it maybe on the clean channel. Well, we'll probably use it on all channels. I'll give you a bit of an idea of where we're at as we go. It's a great pedal. I've used this before, and remember, it's just a gain, really. But it's got a few other controls, but you can change the bass and treble if you really wanted to, but they're indented, as I said on the video. So what we're going to do is plug it in, and you can have a listen. Yeah, that sounds a good idea. Okay, well, first of all, what I'm going to do is just run through a couple of things on the clean channel. You can see where it is. I've got the volume at 2 o'clock, treble at 1 o'clock, mid at 1 o'clock, bass at 11 AM, presence at about 12, and master at about 11:30, so it could get loud. Actually, it's not too bad in the clean channel. It just depends where you set the settings on the Electrodyne. But I have a separate review for that. She's just plain old guitar. It doesn't sound bad. When you get the boost going, let me get the boost back to where we need it. Throughout this test, I'm going to leave the bass and treble on the tone burst at 12 o'clock. So anything you hear is purely the gain and you know, the level and the gain together. So now I'm about 10 o'clock on both of those settings. So this is the difference without and with. It just sort of starts to break up. It's not bad actually. Could almost play a wee guitar on it. Anyway, you get the idea. Now if we turn that back off and bring it up to say 2 o'clock on both the level and the gain. Okay, now we're at 2 o'clock. You'll hear the difference, make no mistake. Without and with. And you're beginning to get a feedback, you know. Into more of a bit of a monster. Remember, we're still on the clean channel. Whoa. So let's take this flat out and see what it's like on the clean channel. Now we're flat out. Yeah. I can hear you already. Anyway. Who said this Electrodyne wasn't a rock amp? I don't know. Put one of these in front. I'm still on the clean channel, guys. Sounds rocky to me. Maybe not in the camera. Who knows? I'll see you later. If you back it off, it cleans up nicely. So, what would I rate this thing at? Well, to be honest, I bought one, as I usually do. Would I buy another one? Well, yeah, I would. And the primary reason is these bass and treble, because you don't get that on some of the other ones I've seen. Now, I did look at a radio one. Well, I tried to look at a radio one for 4 months, 3 to 4 months. I couldn't buy one anywhere, not in the UK, not in the distributor, nowhere. So radio, Mesa Boogie, except for the price. But that's what you expect from some of these greedy guys, wouldn't you? So this one, I'd say a 9 out of 10. It would be 10 out of 10, but I hate the price. I think it's overpriced, especially here in the UK. Maybe a bit cheaper where you guys are. I don't know the list price in America, but in England this was about £139. That's about knocking on for $200. So a bit overpriced for what it is. But that's what you get. You want a bit of quality, I suppose you pay the extra price. But the handmade in Petaluma, does it actually say that? Yeah, hand built in Petaluma. The only problem is you used a flow solder machine to assemble it. That's not hand built, that's flow solder machined. Go and have a look at that other pedal, that Empress pedal. That was hand built. Rock and roll. Yeah, so don't let them lie. Maybe they call hand built screwing the knobs on. That's it. Anyway, until next time, it's rock and roll from Tony Mckenzie. See you again.